Hello guys, the Firebrothers here. It's just me, and today for the next Transformers Explain, I'm explaining where Barricade went in the first movie. Since I already covered what happened to him in the last night and why he wasn't present, I figured I should cover the first movie too, because quite a lot of people asked me for it. So yeah, I kinda wanna cover more stuff from the comics, so if you have some explaining ideas or you want me to go more over the comics, feel free to comment down below. Okay, so this story commences on the highway where we last saw Barricade.
Bone Crusher, Prime's all yours. I've got a score to settle.
Whatever you say. So Barricade tried to get close to Bumblebee to engage him and, settle their score, but he was ran over by Ironhide. He hit a column and then fell off the platform. Starscream reminisces on this and says that two more soldiers are taken out of the fight. He then contacts Blackout to rendezvous with Brawl at the city that will fight the Autobots there. Lower Megatron, Barricade has some life force left. Francis' comm system was cut out. I assume he has ceased functioning. Starscream then goes on to narrate how the Decepticons were taken out one by one during the fight. He also blames Megatron for it, saying that he was obsessed with the Allspark, and because of his lack of leadership, the Decepticons lost that fight. At one moment, Starscream was also thinking of shooting Megatron himself and taking the Allspark for himself. He was ready to fire, but then Sam killed Megatron, like we all know. By doing this, Sam destroyed the Allspark and killed Megatron. This enraged Starscream, who wanted to get the final shot himself. He transformed and decided to take on the human air forces. Come on! Come on! I'm trying to sound like Starscream, but that's all I can do. I'm gonna do an old man voice for Starscream, because Starscream had that kind of like weird voice. You dare to challenge me, insolent fools! Okay, I'll stop. I'll stop. One last hero. One more for the scrap heap. So after taking care of the human air forces, Starscream transforms and remembers that Blackout said that Barricade could still be functioning. So he goes back to the highway where Barricade was last seen. He transforms and spots Barricade, heavily damaged. Barricade!
Where is KZZT is Megatron? Prime and the Auto KZZT bots have the Allspark.
Yes, I know. When can I consider you functional?
Shortly. My Energon Lev KZZT levels are recharging.
As Barricade begins repairing himself, he begins to talk with Starscream about what has transpired while he was deactivated.
If the Allspark were here, the WKZZT would charge a lot faster.
The Allspark's gone. The human boy destroyed it, along with Megatron. You and I are all that remain.
We have KZZT ailed files on the boy. Frenzy stole and stored data before from the humans. If he were here, he could access them.
Starscream then begins to think, that's it! Francis is the answer. Francis has the human files, all of them relating to our species and more importantly, the Allspark. Barricade, when you have recharged to functioning levels, carry out your reconnaissance of the Autobots. I shall return.
Where are you going, Starscream?
Questioned Barricade. To save us all, Barricade, and that's Lord Starscream. Starscream then just transforms and takes off. What happens to Starscream next is a story for another time if you guys want me to cover it. But I'm gonna give you guys a small sneak peek as to what he does. He basically goes back to the Hoover Dam to try and retrieve Francis' body. And during the Hoover Dam raid, he fights the remaining Sector 7 forces still stationed there, along with a few landmine prototypes that I talked about in one of my previous videos. As for Barricade, he did what Starscream told him to do and kept his reconnaissance on the Autobots and the humans. He decided to spy on the Sector 7 personnel who was transferred to other different bases to study the remains of the Decepticons. Barricade spied on them from a distance, keeping himself hidden from the humans and the Autobots most of the time. Thanks to his reconnaissance, he was able to identify how many Autobots were present, their abilities, their weaknesses, and where several secret human bases were located. He also managed to identify new Autobots who had recently been given birth by the Allspark, such as Salvage and Strogarm. I'm gonna cover these two some more time if you guys want it. Not only that, but after the Battle of Mission City, the Autobots and the humans had a shaky relationship from the start. The Autobots didn't really trust the human government, and the humans didn't really trust the Autobots since they saw them as murderous robots. But there was an exception to this, Lennox and Sergeant Epps, who trusted the Autobot. Lennox and Epps secretly met with the Autobots to serve as some kind of messenger for the government between them and the Autobots. Since both sides didn't really trust each other, they needed someone in between to communicate. Lennox and Epps informed them that they're gonna transfer the Decepticon bodies later that week, and they're also gonna make a burial for Jazz. But little did they knew that Barricade was secretly spying on them from a distance. After this, Barricade leaves the scene, and he amplifies his transmission in the hopes that someone will pick up the signal. He uses the encrypted Decepticon code so no humans can detect it.
Transmitting.
The signal is so strong that it manages to be picked up outside the planet. Now, somewhere on Mars, this happens after the rain on Starscream, and Starscream has basically gone back to Mars. It's a long story, I know. Somewhere on Mars, Starscream is decorating himself with new Decepticon war tattoos, in a way to symbolize his new rebirth and new, leadership of the Decepticons, not that Megatron's gone. He picks up on Barricade's signal and makes preparations to go back to Earth and rally the Decepticons to fight the Autobots once again. A couple of weeks pass, and by this time Nest has been formed. The Autobots and the government began working together to fight the Decepticons, who by this point, thanks to Barricade's transmission, began coming to Earth in really large numbers. The humans and the Autobots begin working together to take on the Decepticons, and eventually new Autobots come and new Decepticons come too. And Barricade informs Soundwave about this development, but he also manages to identify where they kept the last wrapping of the Allspark and where they kept Megatron's body. And yeah, that's actually kind of what happened to Barricade. He was reactivated and he just began spying on the Autobots and the humans. I mean, it's kind of weird because I kind of expected him to, be more of a brawler, a fighter rather than a scout. But he kind of mostly served the purpose of being just a scout, or, a guy to use reconnaissance and, spy on the enemy and get the Decepticons information. So I'm guessing that the characterization of Barricade in the comics, it's kind of justified. It fits with the movie counterpart. But anyways, guys, what do you guys think of Barricade? Do you guys believe that he should be more of a warrior? He should be more of a spy? I personally always thought of Barricade as a warrior, but after looking at the comics, reviewing the first movie all over again, and seeing Barricade's role in The Last Night as he was more of a scout, telling Megatron that he saw the talisman and stuff, Barricade has always been more of a scout or a spy than an actual fighter. Do I have any complaints about this? No, because that means he gets to survive more often. If it means we're barricading that he's gonna survive, then I'm all for it. But tell me down below, guys, what explain do you want me to cover next? Do you guys want me to talk more about the comics, because the comic has some pretty cool stuff in there? And also, do you guys want me to do more voices when doing this? Like, I could do an old man Starscream. Oh, one more for the scrap heap. You see? Pretty funny, right? Anyways, guys, that's it for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Like, comment, and subscribe. Like always, because if you don't do it, Grimlock's gonna get you. So yeah, just do it. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.